Here's my full and completely honest review of Huel Greens.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I just bought this, got it in the mail, so not only am I going to review it, talk about the good and the bad, but I'm going to try it live on camera to let you know if it tastes good or not so good. So let's see. So first off, getting right into it, as you can see, this is Huel Greens. This is essentially a super green powder. Very common, a lot of products like these exist. However, I really do like what's in this, and of course, I'm a huge fan of Huel, and I'm really glad they came out with one of these products, because a lot of times people ask me, like, okay, if let's say you're living on mainly Huel, is there anything else you should have? And my number one answer right away is vegetables. I feel like vegetables are, in my opinion, one of the best superfoods, period, across so many different nutritional benefits. So I do like they have this as daily greens. One thing I do want to say, and they do even mention this, which I do like, is that remember, this is not meant to be a supplementation. It's not meant to be the type of thing that you take. Now you're like, oh, I don't have to have a salad. You should have this in addition to your normal diet. Now, when you get it, you get this, of course. You also get a water bottle. Kind of nice to give you this as well. And then you also get a scooper. Looks like this. Actually, they give you 2 scoopers, which is great because I feel like I always lose scoopers. And one big thing I have to mention right in the beginning of this video, I'm going to put this down for a second. This is different than the scooper for regular Huel. Please don't mix that up. This is the scooper for Huel. This is the scooper for Huel Greens. The last thing I'm going to do is use this scooper and have way too much. So just want to say that in case you're like, oh, well, Mark, I already have a scooper. No. As you can see, very different. Now let's talk about the nutritional facts. As you can see right now, I'm on the Huel website, and we have Huel Daily Greens, $45 for 30 servings, only $1.50 per serving. I don't like it when companies do this, I have to be honest. One huge side note, it's $45 if you do it in terms of the subscribe and save. Typically, it's $50. So for me, I spent $50 to buy it. I was like, I'm going to buy it once. If let's say I really do like it, maybe I'll do the subscribe and save type thing, but it's $50 for 30 servings. Another thing I got to say, which I'm not going to lie, kind of annoying, they do charge you for shipping if your overall order is less than $59. So let's say you're only going to buy Huel Daily Greens and you're like, I just want to try it out. You do have to pay for shipping. So just something to keep in mind. So now let's go here, the main thing, because we do have, as you can see, a flexible plan, $45. If I do one-time purchase, $50, like I just said. You can see there's a few different buzz things here, 91 superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. So a lot of things are in this, but I'm going to mainly focus on the actual nutritional facts rather than what they say here. So let's go up here. So looking at this, first off, you can see 1 scoop. There's 30 servings per container. Pretty standard, I feel like, when it comes to a lot of superfoods. Only 50 calories per serving. Very low in sugar, which is great. I've seen some that have a lot of sugar. It's kind of annoying. And then going down here, we have a bunch of different vitamins and minerals, macro and micronutrients. So this has a lot in it, which I really do love, honestly. And we have some omega-3s and omega-6s. Very convenient. Now going here to like the main bulk of it, like I said, 91 vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. We have a few different categories here. Plant-based protein and superfood blend, organic antioxidant greens blend, then the organic superfruit blend, organic adaptogen and super mushroom complex, organic botanical blend, and lastly, probiotics. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these. You know, obviously I'm just kind of scanning on this video right now. But you can see there's a lot of what you get. One thing I got to be honest that I don't like, I would like to know how much of each ingredient is in it. I mean, if I go here, for example, there's organic ashwagandha root, for example. Ashwagandha has gotten very popular recently, especially from the Goldie ashwagandha gummies, I feel like. But I'm curious, like, okay, there's 173 milligrams total for this, but how much specifically of ashwagandha is in it? Tough to say. I do like, and I will say, again, a pros and a cons. I do like they don't call this a proprietary blend. I've done a video about that. I hate when companies say, oh, it's a proprietary blend or special formula. Those are just buzzwords, kind of a red flag. So I do like that they don't say it's a proprietary blend. They're just like, hey, here's what's in it, but I would like to know the exact milligram amount. But overall, I gotta say, you get a lot of stuff just for 1 serving. One last thing I will say, they haven't really mentioned this on the website, but I was doing some research. There is probiotics in this. I feel like they don't really mention this as much. And it says right here 100B. I don't know if that's in direct relation to this specific type of bacteria, or if that means there's 100 billion CFUs of this type of bacteria when it comes to probiotics. Because if there is, I mean, 100 billion CFUs, in addition to what's in this, is actually phenomenal. So that being said, let's try it out. Now, here's the way you're supposed to do this. You're going to add some water to your blender cup. I have this right here already. You want to put a scoop in it and then shake for 10 seconds. In addition, I was reading on the, on their site, they suggest taking this in the morning, specifically on an empty stomach. For me personally, I like to be honest, I do intermittent fasting, so this does conflict with that. Keep that in mind. I want to say that as a side note. I personally take my Super Greens before I work out. I actually have this in my pre-workout stack. And so before I work out, that's kind of when I break my fast from intermittent fasting. So let's smell it first. Wow, that actually smells kind of good. Okay. Actually, that's surprising. Because for me, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to a lot of Super Greens, I don't care as much about the taste. I've mentioned that in other videos where it's like, I treat it like a giant shot. I put it in something like this, chug it, good to go. But if it tastes good, obviously I'm not going to complain. But I am used to kind of the earthy-ish taste when it comes to a lot of Super Green powders. So, alright, let's do this. Try to do this on camera without spilling anything. I'm going to put this here, actually. Alright, so I'm going to get one level scoop. Go. There we go. Alright, want to be careful. Put this back in the bag. And so, I'm going to put it in here and then shake it up for 10 seconds. So do that kind of bartender thing. Alright, I think that was good. So let's do it. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest, like I said, when it comes to the taste. If it tastes bad, I'll let you know. If it tastes good, I'll let you know as well. Alright. Wow, okay. Very interesting. This is unlike any Super Greens taste I've ever had. Usually they're very earthy. First off, this tastes very good. Like, surprisingly good. It tastes almost a bit fruity. Like, it smells very good, too. I gotta say, wow, this is actually great. Oh. The taste is super unique. Almost, if I had to give it like an exact, what's the word, like, flavor to it, I'd probably say almost a bit appley, if that makes it taste a bit like a very, like, distinct apple taste. This tastes really good. It does have a bit of a chalky taste, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's not like a full-on, like, apple taste, of course. But surprisingly, this tastes way better than I'm not gonna lie, that was gonna taste like a typical like earthy type taste, like pretty much every other Super Greens powder out there. I actually enjoy the taste. It tastes almost apple, like a slight hint of mint too. I'm getting like a bit of mint, so I'm like almost like a apple hint of mint type taste. Honestly, if I had to give it like a rating, especially compared to other Super Greens out there, I'm gonna give it like maybe like a 4.5 out of 5, which is pretty good for Super Green type powders. This may be one of, if not the best one I've ever tasted. And I want to stress, I bought this with my own money. Huel did not ask me to make this video. That's surprisingly really good. I've never had a Super Greens drink like this. So I'm going to drink this a bit later after this video. Now talking about the pros and the cons. So as I showed you, when it comes to the pros, you get 30 servings. You do get 2 scoops. You also get like a blender, so not a blender, but just like a water bottle to have it in as well. In addition, you also get a free shirt. For me, though, I have like a million Huel shirts, to be honest, so I didn't really have to get the shirt, but that is another thing as well. In addition, in terms of what's in it, in my opinion, the most important thing, the nutritional facts, a lot of amazing stuff that is in it. Now talking about the cons, a couple things I'll say. One, it does conflict with intermittent fasting. Again, I know they suggest, oh, take this on an empty stomach. Bit of a slight thing, but I will say for me, I am going to take it pretty much not on an empty stomach. I'm going to take it probably, actually maybe I will, where the second I'm going to break my fast, maybe I'll start with this, then take my pre-workout supplements, which is what I typically do. Then I go and work out, have a meal after I work out, or actually typically I have Huel, ironically, after I work out, and then continue on with my day. The second thing, and I say the only, I'd say, negative thing, and again, it depends how you look at this, is the price. Now, they do mention, hey, it's a very reasonably priced product. It depends. Now, this, like I said, is $50, right? $50. If you look at a product like Athletic Greens, which is on the, kind of higher end of super green powders, that's about $100. So this is half the price of Athletic Greens. However, if let's say go further down, if you look at a product like Amazing Grass, which is definitely on the lower end of the super greens spectrum, but still a great product, by the way. Not going to bash them, still a great product. That is about $20-ish. So this is twice as expensive as, like, say, Amazing Grass. So it is kind of, I'd say, if you look at the average cost of super green powders, I will say this is on the mid to high end spectrum. I feel like most super green powders, you're looking at anywhere between 20 to 30, maybe even $35-ish a month for, let's say, 30 servings. So this is definitely a bit more higher end. I will say that when it comes to other products. Definitely not as expensive as Athletic Greens, which again is about $100 per month. So it's definitely like on that tier, kind of around as well. I'd say maybe like Vibrant Health Green Vibrance. However, I think Vibrant Health Green Vibrance, the price fluctuates. It's usually about 40-ish bucks a month, maybe closer to 42 or 45. So this is a bit more expensive than Vibrant Health Green Vibrance, which to me is one of my favorite super green powders. So this is something you do have to weigh out. I feel like when it comes to the price, that it is definitely, I'd say, on the mid to high end tier. Athletic Greens is kind of in its own category, but I will say that it's definitely more of a premium-ish style product when you're looking at every other super green food out there. However, I gotta say, with the taste being significantly better than I expected, and of course, what's in it, gotta say, this is definitely something I'm gonna buy again.